Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Cognitive Recalibration podcast. As always, I'm your host, Shravan. We got Taran here with us.
Hello.
And it's been a little while since we recorded. It's been a little while since
you did one without me for one.
Yeah, we did The Mandalorian Season 3 with Bhaskar. And then we have actually watched this movie quite a while back, but just haven't had a chance to sit down and record it. So we haven't been fast. But we're going to be
have been furious.
We're going to be pretty furious in this review.
Yeah.
X times furious.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
So if you haven't, well, you clicked on this knowing that we're reviewing this movie, but if you still haven't realized,
maybe some people click on they want to be surprised. Do you know that I'm feeling lucky thing on Google?
Oh yeah,
maybe some,
and just came up with us.
I don't know. Maybe you're very specific.
Unfortunately, you're not lucky. You're quite unlucky because you found us. So we're going to be talking about Fast X.
Yeah.
Or
Fast 10.
Fast 10. So Fast 10 your seatbelts.
Yeah.
If you're in a car, because you probably should be watching this. If you're listening to us in a car, then fasten your seatbelts. If you're watching us in a car, then hopefully
fasten your seatbelts as well, because you're going to die.
It might help you from an accident.
New cars have you can play YouTube and stuff in cars now.
Yeah. When it's stationary.
Are you sure?
I think so. Like the Tesla has the big screen, right?
I thought you could play that all the time.
Isn't that dangerous?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
is
thought
it
it was
for passengers?
I thought it was only when it's... well, there's screens at the back of...
For passengers, okay.
Yeah, I think that's... and you might also hear a dog going absolutely crazy in the back.
Yeah. He's put us through the ringer before this, so if we sound tired, it's because we are.
Yeah, and he isn't for some reason. So coming to this movie, a bit of background, and we'll do spoilers and non-spoilers. It's been a little while since this movie's come out, so we'll spend most of the time on spoilers, but we'll clearly indicate when we're jumping into spoilers. I don't think it matters for this movie, to be honest, but I mean, there is a bit of a cliffhanger situation, but we'll get to that. So it's directed by Louis Leterrier. So he
is French.
Probably, yeah.
I assume. I haven't checked, but I think he is. Yeah.
He is French, yes. Yeah. He is from Paris. But in terms of movies that he's directed in the past, he directed The Incredible Hulk of 2008, the second movie in the MCU, and then he's known for the Transporter movies.
2010.
No, that's when the movie's set, but I think that's when the...
No, it came out in 2010.
Do you want me to check?
You don't need to. I think it's 2010.
So it's 2008.
It is?
Yeah, 2008.
Okay, fair enough.
No, I think you're getting confused because in the MCU, the timeline starts in 2010.
True, but maybe I'm just wrong.
And then he's known for the Transporter movies.
Oh yeah,
Jason Statham, who's also features in these movies. The gang is back predominantly, so Vin Diesel obviously. He's still got plenty of gas left in his tank.
Yeah.
So he's just like this franchise, although
he's just refueled recently, I think.
Yeah. Well, he's probably refueled for another 2 more movies.
At least,
and then spin-offs as well. But yeah, the box office is suggesting that they're not, they are running out of gas. So in terms of box office so far, it's done 632 million worldwide, which seems like a big number, but the budget is 340 million. So it has to make quite a lot of money. And compared to the previous movies, so Fast 9 was a little bit different because it came out during COVID. So I think that made about 700 to 800 million worldwide, but it was impacted a bit by lockdowns and stuff. I remember we watched it, I think we timed it just so that it was in between lockdowns at that stage, 2021. So moving that aside, Fast 8 made 1.2 billion and Fast 7 is the highest grossing movie in this franchise, made 1.5 billion. Since then, it's been diminishing returns, and this isn't doing as well. Certainly didn't do well in the US market as the previous movies, and it's not doing as well in the overseas markets either. So maybe people aren't, or they're losing interest in this franchise, but we aren't. We're
No, I'm reinvigorated.
interest is peaking
Yeah.
for us. The other people, we'll talk about the other people in the movie, but yeah, there's heaps of people.
There's people in this movie.
Yeah.
As most movies have people in it. Yeah.
Yeah. This has probably more people than
Most movies? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a few people.
It's got a pretty big cast.
If you talk about people in general, like a movie like World War Z probably has the most people in general.
Like on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just got like, I don't know, like zombies and stuff. Do they count as people?
Are they CGI?
Some of
then
them
like
are.
that.
Oh, the Lord of the Rings
that
would have
first
a
scene
lot
of
of
Lord
people.
of the Rings.
Yeah.
That has like
That has a lot of people.
tens of thousands of people.
So that movie has more people than this movie, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
This movie just has people in it, like the cast.
in terms of people that have dialogue.
if you think about the people that don't have dialogue, there's not that many people in this movie.
No.
It's just the main characters.
Everyone's
Now
like-
that I think about this, there's no one in this. Is this world populated? Like, there's no one in this world except these guys.
Oh, there's like there's
There's
scenes.
other cars and stuff.
Yeah, there's
sometimes.
scenes where there's like other people, but
Yeah.
yeah. But most people on screen tend to have a dialogue or so. So like, it's
Like most movies, I guess.
Yeah.
I think we're just describing movies.
Welcome to the cognitive recalibration.
I don't know how we got here, but
Where we every week we describe what we don't talk about a specific movie. We just talk about
movies in general. Like it's a new concept.
and we describe them because it's new. So we can jump into our thoughts on it. So it came out a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, a little while ago. So positives and negatives. It's hard to talk about these movies in like a because they're not
In a positive sense.
yeah.
They suck.
So I think you have to watch these movies with a certain mindset, obviously.
Yeah.
So same as our previous review. So if you haven't listened to I think that was the first Fast and Furious movie.
Fast 9.
Fast
Fast 9 was not good.
We said it was
back on-
good in our review.
Did we? It's not good. Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen it again. It's got some ridiculous moments in it. I feel like this movie is just ridiculous from start to finish, though.
Yeah. I think the best one is Fast 5.
Yeah.
So I've been doing like a rewatch of select movies from the franchise.
Lots of people really like Tokyo Drift, and lots of people really like.
It's
the
not
first
rated
one.
highly critically though, Tokyo Drift. So it's like at the time it wasn't well received, but obviously it's garnered a bit of a fan following after that. I think Fast 7 is one of the more entertaining ones in terms of
I think 1 to 4 take themselves too seriously.
1 to 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then 5 to 10
They're different
slowly
movies
takes
as well.
itself less and less seriously up until this point where it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they became different movies. Like 4 was the pivot.
But 4 was still taking itself quite seriously.
Yeah, and then 5 is when it became more of like a what is it now? Like a spy action franchise.
Essentially.
Yeah, so 5 is probably still the best one, and 6 is pretty good.
Yeah. Look, in my opinion, 5 is the best one, but I know some people out there will say 3 is the best one, and I know some people will say 1's the best one.
1 is the best one. It depends what you want from these movies. If you're like
People are like,
if you like
one
street
is
racing,
they want street racing. But was 1 about street racing? It had a little bit of street racing in it, but like
so Dominic Toretto is a street racer, right? In the first one, and then
he's
Brian.
technically a street racer in this as well.
Well, there's always a street race in every
There is,
movie.
yeah. And they're called race wars, which they should really change the name of that because that implies something else. When you tell me there's going to be a race war, I'm thinking something else is going on. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think coming back to positives.
Yeah.
So I think Jason Momoa is what he is in this.
He's the
like,
Joker.
Yeah. Is he the Joker? He is. Like,
the
there's
Joker.
elements of the Joker, but I think there's elements of just
A crazy dude.
like do whatever you want.
It's like Joker, Deadpool.
There's like a bit of like, I don't know, like Jack Sparrow or like there's some like just quirky weirdness.
He's weird,
Yeah.
but it's like different to every other character he's ever played, where he's just crazy, which is entertaining. It's better than Dom Toretto, who's just the fucking same expression for the whole movie.
Yeah, well, we watched it with a group of friends, and then one of our friends was like, he only has 2 expressions in the whole movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like those 2 expressions are very close as well. There's not much variation there.
Yeah. So, yeah, I thought Jason Momoa was good. He's, I think he's meant to be like the big bad of this, unless they introduce someone else.
Unless they introduce someone else as well. Someone else from Dom's past comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you've watched the trailer, you kind of know what the story is, but it's actually...
The story is the same I'm thinking which movie?
7.
6 onwards, yeah? It's 6 on... Oh, no, 7 onwards.
Yeah.
It's someone from Dom's past coming back to take a revenge.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
Maybe 8 isn't.
8.
Maybe 8 isn't. But 9 is, 7 is.
9 is, 7 is.
This is,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the 7 is linked to 6.
7's linked to 6.
Yeah, and 5 is linked to this one.
9 is linked to 1, yes.
Yeah. So this actually follows on directly from Fast 5.
Yeah.
Because
it's got some like repeat scenes from 5 as well.
Yeah, it's obviously retrospectively changing stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and it's the son of the villain from Fast 5. So Jason Momoa is the son from...
It's in the trailer.
Yeah.
The trailer also spoils everything in this movie. Like, there's nothing...
What are you expecting from this movie? Like...
And also, it spoils every action scene. Like, every action scene
including
in the trailer.
The final scene.
Yeah. There's no surprises in this movie if you've seen the trailer.
Yeah. There is some surprise. Like, I think the end might surprise some people. Like, the way it ends.
The way it ends surprised me because it's just like, fuck you. That's the way it ends. The director's like, fuck you. That's it. Yeah.
It's like they just stopped paying him or something. It's like, yeah, I'm just going to stop making this movie.
Well, I guess we should save it for spoilers, but I've got thoughts about the end.
Yeah.
We've seen a couple of movies since this movie, and both of them have been cliffhangers, and this one does it a bit differently to the other one. We saw like Across the Spider-Verse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, there's been cliffhanger movies a lot.
Yeah, we've seen like Infinity War, that cliffhanger. Yeah.
There's been a lot of...
There's like Empire Strikes Back. Like, there's those movies and there's this cliffhanger movie. This is like a totally different kettle of fish to those.
Like this...
The style of cliffhanger is like...
It's the Sylvester Stallone cliffhanger movie.
That one's pretty good as well.
There's an actual cliffhanger.
Yeah, I think they're making a sequel to that. Like, no joke.
Okay. With Sylvester Stallone?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I read that somewhere, yeah.
Oh. So it's not like that kind of cliffhanger?
No.
Like, they're not literally hanging off cliffs. Although, do they?
No.
There's probably a part.
At some point, they probably are.
They probably are. Yeah, so any other positives?
Nah, Jason Momoa carried this movie on his back. Yeah.
There's a couple of good action sequences. I thought the one in Rome was...
They're pretty ridiculous, but...
Yeah.
But
that's kind of what I was...
expect. Yeah.
That's kind of what I was looking for.
But it was ridiculous, but like they didn't go to space either.
Yeah. So it wasn't as ridiculous as the last one.
I thought it was less ridiculous than 9. There's 2 parts in 9 that are probably the most ridiculous scenes in the whole franchise. The part where he crosses the canyon and the part where they go to space.
And the part where there's young Dominic Toretto and he looks nothing like
Vin
Diesel.
But he's got Vin Diesel's voice.
Yeah. So, in terms of negatives, I think...
I kind of like John Cena in this movie.
Oh, yeah,
also,
Cena. Yeah.
He had a brain transplant from the last movie because he's just a completely different guy.
Yeah, I don't see, like... Because I watched 9 again, and in that he's pretty serious. Like, even at the end, he's serious.
Yeah.
Even when he changes, he's still serious.
Yeah.
So
in between movies, he had a brain transplant.
Yeah.
Because he's a completely different guy.
Yeah.
In the last movie, he's like playing like a serious guy. In this movie, he's Jason Momoa. He's what's his name?
John Cena.
John Cena. I forgot his name. He's just John Cena. Like if you see John Cena in other movies, he's him. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was pretty decent.
Yeah. I do have thoughts about that whole segment with him though, but we'll talk about that in spoilers. Yeah, negatives wise, I think it's pretty disjointed. Like there's stuff.
3 different storylines,
Yeah.
and 2 of them don't matter, and the one that does matter is kind of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's parts where stuff just happens for the like sake of it. Like you need this to happen. Well, no, you don't even need it to happen. Like for some reason, just stuff.
Well,
happens.
the 2 storylines, the 2 storylines, stuff happens in both of those storylines that don't impact the main plot at all at any point.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole movie.
Yeah, it's just for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I don't think it's not like it's gonna pay off down the line as well. I don't think it's gonna change much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a Fast and Furious movie, so
They had to bring back the whole crew.
yeah.
Yeah. I think they should mix up the
Combinations?
The combinations. It's
Yeah.
the same combinations in every movie.
I think someone needs to be with
With Vin Diesel.
with
First
Vin
off, Vin Diesel's just by himself.
Like
He's
even in
the
the last
most
one,
boring character.
in the last 2, he was by himself. In
Yeah.
8, he was by himself as well.
The problem is he hates everyone he works with, and like he doesn't want to work
They
with
have to
everyone.
shoot all these scenes.
So they shoot.
Have
all
you
these-
heard about what he did for 7? Apparently, it was like a real pain for 7 after Paul Walker died, and he would just like stay in his trailer and like not come out for hours. And then when he did come out, he just wouldn't do anything that people told him to do.
Look, when I see Vin Diesel at like press events and when he talks, I'm like, oh, this guy actually sounds like a good guy. But everything I hear about him sounds like he's the worst guy.
Yeah, because that's why James Wan directed number 7, and he didn't want to come back.
Yeah.
Because apparently it was a pain to work with.
Also, that movie would have been terrible to shoot because your main actor died halfway
Yeah.
through. So
I think-
understand. Yeah,
They really should have probably stopped with 7
yeah,
because they kind of ended that one like it was
it could have finished there.
could have finished there. And it hasn't been the same without Paul Walker. I think
The
they need
problem
Paul
is
Walker.
Paul Walker and Vin Diesel used to be together.
It'd
and
be
they
like
used
the
to work-
co-leads.
Yeah. But now Vin Diesel's just by himself, and he's just this boring character that like is like invincible and does whatever he wants.
Yeah.
But like has no charisma. But Vin Diesel in real life is more charismatic than Dom Toretto.
When he
So-
acts.
Yeah. So, like I don't know what's happening there. He's
Yeah.
just such a boring character, and he's by himself the whole movie.
Yeah. It's I think that definitely sort of pushes this movie back. And yeah, in terms of the combinations, it's always like Tyrese and
Tyrese, Ludacris, and that
and-
chick from Game of Thrones.
yeah, so it's just them 3. They don't add
And
anything.
but Han's kind of with them now.
Yeah,
But
Hans. Yeah, in this one, Hans with them, and Michelle Rodriguez is doing
she's just by herself with this movie.
She's doing some other
with,
stuff.
She's with Charlize Theron.
Yeah,
yeah,
she's
but
doing some other stuff, and then
that's-
Jordana Brewster's not even in this much. I think she's in one scene.
she's at the start, and then that's it. Yeah. Oh, I guess there's 4 storylines because then there's John Cena as well. Yeah, John Cena and Dom's kid.
Dom's kid,
Yeah,
who has changed race.
I think he has. I think he has. Yeah,
In the first, when he was a baby, he was white.
he was very white
Yeah.
when he was a baby.
Yeah,
I know kids get darker. But I don't know to this extent.
yeah.
But yeah. John Cena had a brain transplant. This guy had a skin transplant.
Yeah. Also, like, how is he?
Yeah, he's really dark because it's Chris Hemsworth's wife. I don't know her name. It'll maybe come to me. That's his mum.
That's
and
his
then
mum, yeah.
Vin Diesel's his dad.
Yeah. So how
How's
does
he
it
ended
look
up like
that?
this? Yeah.
Yeah, like it makes sense if he was white. Like when he was a baby, he was white.
It probably would make more sense if Michelle Rodriguez was his mum.
Yeah, although still not really, but maybe.
It would make more sense
Yeah.
than what it is.
Yeah,
Because his mum is like fully white.
yeah.
I
And-
think Vin Diesel is slightly ethnic. I don't know. what.
Apparently, he doesn't know what his background is. So his
Is he
actual name.
Latino? Maybe I don't know.
He doesn't know for sure, but his mum's like his actual name is like the most white name ever.
Yeah,
It's like Mark Smith or something. So
yeah.
Um,
Vin Diesel's better.
yeah. So I'll give you his actual name because I was looking up his background. I'm like, and he doesn't know, like, he didn't know his father. So I think his father was like, Latino or something like that. But his
Possibly.
actual name's Mark Sinclair.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, his kid looks like he could be like the Rock's kid, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something's happened.
Yeah.
Anything else? Spoiler free.
Nah, we'll probably just get into the spoilers, honestly.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you haven't
I didn't
seen,
have a bad time.
I still probably had a good time with this.
I didn't have a bad time.
Yeah.
But it's not a good movie.
But I don't think these haven't been good since like 6. I think 6 was okay. Maybe since 7. I don't think
7 was decent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
8 was not.
I don't remember 8.
It's the one with the
I
submarine.
cannot remember anything from that movie.
So 8's the one with Charlize Theron.
So I know there's a submarine at the end. I don't know how they get to the submarine.
And it's the one where like Dom's bad for like most of the movie because he's
That's
like
right. Yeah.
working with Charlize Theron, and then
Yeah.
like the movie's just a sequence of fights with Dom, and then at the end he
turns good.
again. Well,
Yeah.
he was always good, but he was just doing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
And
they
it's,
had his son.
it's the one where his wife dies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Chris
it's-
Hemsworth's wife. Yeah.
I don't know how I actually didn't even rewatch this one, but I don't know how I remember most of this. But it's the one with there's a scene with Jason Statham.
Oh,
and
where he saves the baby.
it
Yeah.
saves the baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember all those things specifically. I don't know how they like molded to a movie though. I don't know how that creates a movie, but I remember these specific scenes happen at some
Yeah.
point. I remember the Rock like moves
Pushes
the
the missile?
rocket. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
It's like this one. So yeah, I'll give it a cognitive recalibration.
I guess so.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it is what it is. So yeah, if you haven't seen Fast X, go watch it if you like these movies and come back to this point and we'll talk spoilers.
I think a lot of people will watch this on streaming. I don't think people will pay the
Go out
money
and
to
watch
watch
it,
this. Yeah.
All right. Spoilers. Where should we start? Should we start at the very beginning?
Yeah.
It's
I
a very
guess so.
good place to start.
Yeah.
Um,
Reluctantly.
so it starts with Fast 5.
Mm.
Yeah, with Jason Momoa.
Also, apparently the twist is very clear in this movie. It wasn't like I saw it coming,
I
but
knew-
apparently if you watch that first scene, you could clearly see that guy is in that scene.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I wasn't looking for him. Also, that guy, we'll get to him.
Yeah.
He's got some funny lines. But yeah, it starts with the backstory of Jason Momoa and how he gets. Why did it take him so long to like? Was he? Because it's not clear why he's so powerful. Because it's just him, and like he gets people on board, but like it's not like he has a team or something. And he seems to have all this tech, and
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
There doesn't need to be explanation for this, I think. It's just,
because at the start, and they always like do this thing with like the previous villain and the current villain, and they show that the current villain's like worse than the
previous one. And the previous villain turns good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I don't know if she has completely yet, but maybe.
Yeah.
She also killed his wife, so I don't know if that's you can ever.
Forgivable.
Yeah.
But Jason Statham killed Han. Well, kind of.
Yeah. Well, he didn't.
Yeah.
He's still walking around now, so
Yeah.
or maybe his wife's not dead.
Yeah, maybe she's not. Yeah.
Although
Yeah.
it seemed pretty clear that she got shot in the head.
Shot in the face. Yeah.
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 And yeah, the part where he like goes in to like Charlize, and why is Charlize Theron like still? Didn't she get like arrested?
Isn't
or
she
something?
arrested? Yeah, I don't know. She's always like, I don't know what happens at the end of the previous movies. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess she's free.
so she's just like doing her thing, and then he walks in, and like suddenly he's got like all of the people who work with her. He's got everyone.
It's got
hostage.
everyone's families, which is good work. Like, that's a lot of research, a lot of
Maybe that's what it
a
was
lot
doing
of
for like
kidnapping. Yeah.
10 years
Yeah.
or whatever. It's 2011 is when Fast 5 happens.
I don't know what the timeline of these
I think it's
movies are though.
20
Like, is it real time that it moves, or
I think it's 20. I think it's said at the start of the movie 2011.
so is the movie set at the same time they release?
I think so.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're as smart as Marvel when it comes to that.
Yeah. Well, they're not set when the movie releases though.
Marvel,
Yeah.
they used to be.
Yeah,
Until
now they're
Endgame, they
not.
were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spider-Man wasn't either.
Homecoming.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was like in between thing. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he gets everyone on board pretty quickly, Jason Momoa. So he's got some like something that's making him powerful. That's why I think there might be another villain. Like
someone else behind him. Yeah.
So did you hear what Vin Diesel said? He wants Robert Downey Jr. as the main villain.
Yeah, but he wants a lot of people as the main villain, doesn't he? He just wants everyone.
Yeah.
RDJ would do it if they gave him enough money.
Would he?
He would do it if they said you could be on a green screen and we'll give you $50 million and we shoot for 5 days. He'll be like, yeah, 100%. I'll do this.
Well, who would?
RDJ doesn't care about the movies he does. Mostly, he does a select amount of movies that he cares about, but most of the stuff in the middle he just does for money.
But he doesn't really do that many movies
anymore because he's fucking rich now.
Yeah. Has he done a movie since Endgame?
Yeah, he did Dr. Dolittle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most people forgot about that movie.
Is in Oppenheimer, which I assume is not for the money. Yeah.
Yeah. And then he's doing a Sherlock Holmes 3.
Yeah, which I assume is for the money.
Yeah. Well, I like the Sherlock Holmes movies. So.
They're pretty decent. I don't think he's doing it out of the love for the character, though.
Yeah.
Well, maybe partly, but also he wouldn't do it unless they paid him $20 million.
20 million is not much.
For him, yeah.
Yeah. So after they establish Jason Momoa as the villain, they start with Dominic Toretto doing burnouts in a car park. It's actually his kid that's doing it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He shouldn't be driving.
It's like 8 years old. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you wouldn't be able to see over the steering wheel, I'm pretty sure. So it starts with that. Then they don't have a barbecue at the end of this movie, but they have it at the start of this movie.
Yeah.
And the whole gang is there except
Paul Walker.
Obviously Paul Walker.
Yeah.
He probably should be.
He should be there.
Around. Yeah.
He's just convenently not at any of these. Yeah.
Never there. And they never like say what he's doing.
Yeah. They're like, he's with the kids.
But like
I don't know why he's with the kids all the time.
Yeah, why?
Yeah.
Like, don't they go to school? Like,
and you never see their kids either. You only see Vin Diesel's kid.
Yeah. And there is a part where Jordana Brewster's like babysitting his kid, and then
John Cena comes and
comes. Yeah. I also forgot that John Cena, like
it's her brother as well.
Yeah, I knew that she was Vin Diesel's sister. And I knew John Cena was Vin Diesel's brother, but for some reason I just like
disconnected the.
It just did like, and then I'm like, oh hey, they're brother and sister. I forgot about that. Yeah, and everyone does karate in this, just like the last one.
Yeah,
Jordana Brewster's taking out like all these, like what are they?
Mercenaries.
Are they FBI that they get raided by?
It's called the Agency.
The Agency.
Yeah.
So coming to the Agency, there's a new head.
So it used to be Kurt Russell,
Mr. Nobody.
But he's missing now.
Also, your prediction of Brie Larson, who's also in this movie.
Yeah, I thought it would be Paul Walker's sister, but it turns out she's still related to someone because she can't
everyone's
just be
related to someone.
Yeah.
They can't have this movie without someone being related. Literally everyone in this movie is related to someone.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
So there's that other girl in Brazil that's related.
She's related to the dead wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's the dead wife.
She's Ratcatcher.
That's her name from Suicide Squad, right?
Yeah.
She was also
in Guardians. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's the dead wife's sister.
Yeah. Brie Larson's Mr. Nobody's daughter.
Yeah. They blow up Rome, so then they're trying to find him because Tyrese fucks up a mission. They play Rocket League. They play Rocket League with a bomb down Rome. Yeah.
Yeah. Is Rome just like I haven't been to Rome, but is it just like a hill?
It isn't, no. But that ball kept going. That bomb was like, it had
just
momentum.
Felt like it was just rolling. It just kept rolling.
It had
like,
so much momentum. It didn't
Rome
stop.
just like on a hill and it's just rolling down the hill towards the Vatican?
Yeah. So they start at Pompeii and then it keeps rolling down until Rome.
Which is not even in Rome.
Yeah.
It just kept rolling, and then it gets to the bridge, and then
gets to the bridge next to the Colosseum. I don't think there's a bridge next to the Colosseum. Yeah. I've been to the Colosseum. I can't remember. It's been a while. Yeah. I don't think.
Did you go to Vatican? Is there a bridge?
I went to Vatican. Yeah,
because he stops it from going into the Vatican.
He does. Yeah, I can't remember if there's a bridge next to it. There's bridges in Rome. There might be a bridge next to the Vatican, and there's probably one next to the Colosseum.
Yeah, but when they do blow it up,
nothing much happens really. Like they could have let that off.
It does a lot of damage to the buildings and stuff, but everyone seems to be fine.
Yeah, and when they said they would sink it into the river, I thought like it would go down deep. Like goes down like 5 meters and then it blows up.
It blows up.
Yeah. I'm like, that's still pretty much on the surface. Yeah.
And like, I want to know what Vin Diesel's car's made out of, because it's like,
oh, it survives everything.
It's like indestructible.
Later on this movie, it gets dropped out of a plane and drops onto 2 cars, destroys those cars, but his car's fine.
Yeah. And then he like manages to pull like
2 helicopters into each other.
Yeah.
Which is also in the trailer.
Which leads to the best line in this movie as well, where it's like, you took everything from me, but you didn't take my car.
No, he says that at the end.
Yeah, at the end, yeah.
Which is a weird thing to say. Yeah.
But it makes sense. Like, I think he actually
he did take everything away except his car.
Yeah.
His car's like, I don't know, it's like superhuman. It might be from space. Like,
it's made out of like...
It's like Kryptonian or some shit.
Yeah. It's made out of some like mysterious,
and I think it gives him powers as well. Because at this other point in this movie, he lifts up a car with one hand, and then he spins it around.
Is he like Black Panther? It's like vibranium.
Yeah, something's going on with him. Yeah.
But everyone's superhuman in these movies as well.
So they blow up Rome, and then the agency, because Jack Reacher's the head of the agency now.
Yeah, and he hates barbecues.
He hates barbecues, and
that's why he hates Dominic.
Also, that guy's fucking huge.
He's big,
like the biggest guy I've ever seen. I think he might be bigger than The Rock.
He is massive.
Yeah.
There's a lot of big guys in this, and Vin Diesel isn't one of them.
No, he's not. But they use camera angles to make him look.
Yeah.
They try and make him look bigger than Jack Reacher. I'm like, that guy's a fucking tank.
Yeah.
You can't make him look bigger than him.
Yeah, and Jason Momoa
he's big,
is a big guy
to
as
Jack
well.
Reacher.
Yeah, like they stood next to each other at one point, and he's like, he looked small compared to that guy.
Yeah. But anyway, he wants Vin Diesel because he's
the agency.
He's the agency.
Yeah.
Also, why the fuck's it called the agency? Just call it the CIA or something. Why is it called the agency?
Because maybe it's a separate thing. It's a secret organization. But Brie Larson's like the biggest fan of the family. Because
her dad tells her all about it. He tells her bedtime stories about it.
Yeah.
Kurt Russell's tucking Brie Larson in, telling them bedtime stories about
not when she was a kid, like now.
Very recently.
Yeah.
He's probably going to come back because he's not dead. He's missing.
For sure. I wouldn't be surprised if like everyone comes back.
So, there's more people to come.
Yeah.
But so, essentially she's trying to help Dom. Yeah. She has a few interactions with him and...
Yeah. And
she's not in it that much.
She's not in it much.
Yeah. And then while this is happening, like Tyrese, Han, Ludacris, and... So
it starts off with them because they go to this
Emmanuel.
mission
Yeah.
to Rome, which was all just a setup. And also they get to Rome, like they figure out that it was a setup and they Rome.
Both get there at the same time.
Like in like half an hour. Like
also,
just there.
Why can't people just have their phones on in this movie? Because like he could have just called them and said, hey, it's a setup.
No, you have to go there. It's face-to-face interaction is important.
Anyway, so they get split up. Oh, Michelle Rodriguez goes to jail and...
so she gets caught during the Rome pursuit and she gets
Scott Eastwood is in this. And at one point he jumps out of a car and then he's never seen again.
Yeah, I thought they were going to kill him, but...
He just maybe he is dead because he jumps out of that car and they never see him again.
His body's still there.
And no one ever mentions him again either.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, he's gone now.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be... I mean, like, it's not like he's a fan favorite character or anything. Like,
he's a plank of wood guy. Yeah.
Although he's probably got more expression than Vin Diesel.
Debatable. That guy's the biggest plank of wood. That guy would not be he wouldn't be allowed 50 kilometers close to Hollywood if his dad wasn't Clint Eastwood.
So after Rome, so they all get split up. So Vin Diesel's on his own.
Let's talk about the useless storylines and then we'll get to Vin Diesel. So Natalie Emmanuel, Ludacris, Tyrese, they go to London. They go to the shop. They meet Pete Davidson. That's all.
Han eats like a
muffin, like a drug-laced muffin, and then he hallucinates for under 10 seconds, and then he's fine.
Yeah, and then he fights Jason Statham after that.
He does.
Yeah.
And then Ludacris and Tyrese fight each other.
Yeah.
And then Tyrese starts like throwing cocaine in the air. I
Is
assume
it
it's.
cocaine?
I don't know what it was. White powder.
Yeah, and it was in his jacket.
It was in his jacket.
It
Yeah,
was in his pocket,
yeah.
and it was just like, and it was out. It was just for that scene. Like there
And
was
no one
there was
talks.
no setup.
It's no
to it.
explanation either.
There's like they didn't like allude to it, like that he's carrying stuff or like it's just he's got this powder, and then they start fighting, and he's also like carrying like
Money.
thousands of dollars of cash on him.
Yeah.
But
none of that matters because then they go meet Statham and he gives them a plane or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, they're going to kill my mum. I'm going to go save my mum.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, Statham's going to come back in the climax and he's going to do something. No, you never see him again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it.
Yeah. Although there was one actual comedic line that hit in that scene that Tyree says, where he's like, because this links to the end of the last movie, the post-credit scene of the last movie, where Jason Statham's like bashing some guy up in a punching bag.
Yeah.
And they go back to that scene.
Yeah.
And Tyrus is like, I get all of this other stuff that's happening, but what was
the
that?
hell was that? Yeah, that was pretty funny. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Also,
they never
that guy
explained
gets
it.
hit by a car.
And he
just gets up and runs afterwards.
Yeah.
He was getting punched by Jason Statham.
Yeah.
He gets hit by a car and he comes out naked and then just runs off.
What a scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This movie is fucking.
And then
You're
like
explaining
Jason
this
Statham,
movie scene by scene to someone who hasn't seen it. It's fucked.
so Jason Statham, like he opens the door and he sees hard,
Yeah.
and his
then they
immediate
just start
reaction is
fighting
to
each
kill
other.
him.
Yeah.
And like they fight each other, but then
But
like,
then a car comes through the door and they're like, oh, we should probably find these guys first.
yeah, and then they're like friends for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then there's another scene like that where Michelle Rodriguez wakes up in some
And then Charlize Theron's there.
and then they like
And then they punch on.
they're like no first they're
Oh,
like
no, first they work together.
they're
don't
working together to like get out of the place, and then they're like, oh, we've got 4 minutes to like get out, and they're like,
Yeah.
why don't we just fight for 4 minutes?
Yeah, it's like 4 minutes, and then Michelle Rodriguez, like, that's enough time. She, like, punches her, and then you think she's going to leave her in there.
Yeah.
She goes up the top, and then she's like, oh, no, I can't leave because it's cold outside. So she comes back in,
yeah,
and then they leave together again.
and then they leave together again. But she gets to that facility because Brie Larson like comes
No, she's already in the facility, and then Brie Larson stabs her.
Brie
And then
Larson.
and then
then
that's
she
like an
needs to go.
infirmary. And then she goes to, like, the infirmary.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Also, that plan was like,
That's the most bullshit plan ever, like, which would never work.
yeah,
And why is there controls for the whole place next to the person in jail who's getting herself fixed? She like Charlize Theron's like hacking into all the computers and shit
yeah. It's
on
like
her
it's like it
hospital
has-
bed.
It's like you can reach it with your hands. Like you're just sitting
It's
there. You
right next to her.
can- yeah, it's-
Why is the controls next to the person in jail?
yeah, and it's like she's tied up as well. So,
Yeah.
but the ties are right next to the control.
Yeah.
So it's just yeah. And-
Anyway,
And she's a known hacker, right?
yeah.
So like, yeah,
Anyway, their story doesn't matter because they get out and then they see Gal Gadot in a submarine for some reason.
yeah.
Gal Gadot's just been in a
And that's the
submarine for
last scene of
6
the movie.
years.
I think that's
It is.
They cut it.
No. Oh, is it Vin Diesel?
No, they cut it with it cuts Vin Diesel,
Yeah.
and then they go to this, and then
Yeah.
it cuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know how she's still alive.
Yeah.
'Cause
And
she
why
fell
is she
off a
in a
plane.
fucking submarine?
She fell off a plane into the submarine, and then
It was on a runway.
yeah,
Okay. The submarine was just on the runway for some reason. Yeah.
and she fell in, and then
Yeah.
she ended
Anyway,
up
she's
in
back.
Antarctica somehow.
She's back, but no explanation.
Also, a side note, and I noticed this because like Gal Gadot, she was probably not going to come back.
Yeah.
But she's not going to be Wonder Woman anymore. So
Yeah. And she doesn't have much else going.
yeah, so like okay, well, might as well come back.
Yeah.
Post credit scene, Dwayne
Dwayne
Johnson.
Johnson.
So he
Because
said he's had a
not-
very public spat with Vin Diesel, and he said he was never going to come back. He's back.
He's doing a solo movie as well now.
A solo Fast and Furious movie.
He's doing a Hobbs movie. And then they're doing
So-
Fast and Furious 10 Part 2 or whatever it's called.
XX, and then the last one will
XX
be,
is technically 20, but
and then well, it wouldn't work though because then I think they want to end with Fast Triple X,
And then Vin Diesel's
Rise of Xander
yeah.
Cage.
Yeah. So his other character can come through as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's equally as charismatic as Dominic Toretto.
Yeah. They're essentially the same character. But yeah, but he's back and they've made amends apparently, and they're all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting if they actually have scenes together though, because after 7, they haven't had any scenes.
No one has scenes together with Vin Diesel. It's like, I don't even know if Jason
Michelle
Momoa
Rodriguez
has.
probably does.
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
Jason
Tyrese
Momoa
is
does at some, because
some
there's a part where he bashes up Jason Momoa in this. You know, when they're on the bridge and he just like he bashes him up for a little bit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm like, that would never happen.
Nah.
There's no way you could bash him up.
So to finish off Tyrese, actually, nothing happens there until the end of this story. So
Yeah,
John Cena and his son
we've
are
done
going
Michelle
to
Rodriguez,
Portugal.
so that's done.
Yeah, that's done. That has no relevance to anything. That's all that
doesn't
story
even
is.
come back to the main
That doesn't
story.
come back to the main story. That's all that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. John Cena and his son are traveling to Portugal, and then Vin Diesel meets them in Portugal.
Yes. It seems like John Cena, are they driving for like 2 weeks?
They're driving for ages. But in between the time that he's driving, Vin Diesel does nothing. Like nothing happens.
He goes to Brazil.
For no reason.
And
Oh,
he does a street
he
race.
meets the chick. That's it. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
does a street race, which he like these street races. I don't know why people keep doing them because like
Someone always dies.
yeah. So the guy who organized it
He dies.
dies,
Yeah.
and doesn't he say something like, "Oh, this is all because of you"?
Also, it was meant to be a race between Jason Momoa and Vin Diesel.
Yeah,
why
why
are
the
these
other
other two rocking up?
Why?
Yeah.
Do you have to have 4? You know?
Do you? I don't know. You could have 2.
No, in
John
the-
Cena and him race 2.
Yeah, 2. Yeah. In the 7th one, Michelle Rodriguez races some guy.
Yeah.
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 They just wanted to be in the race.
Yeah. Well, he's dead now, so he can't race forever.
Yeah. Maybe he's still alive.
He could be. Literally anyone could still be alive. Even Paul Walker, like in real life, could still be alive.
Yeah, he's gonna appear out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, that guy dies. His wife's sister almost dies.
Yeah.
Twice, because he also gets her on the bridge.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then he saves her again. So
Yeah.
essentially the agency's going after him, and then he's going after Jason Momoa, or is Jason Momoa going after him? I think it's like a mixture of both.
They're going after each other.
Yeah. But then he realizes he's going to go for his son, so they go to Portugal
Yes.
to get his son. Yeah.
To watch Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yes. Yeah.
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 Although he doesn't play in Portugal, so
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, they need
He
to go
plays in Saudi Arabia.
Need to go to Saudi Arabia for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. John Cena dies. There's like he's got this car with cannons on it.
Yeah.
And Vin
So
Diesel's son's very okay with killing people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, he's happy.
He's
about
very happy about it as
Yeah.
well. Yeah. Yeah.
which is a bit weird. But that whole scenario where like the son jumps out to like
Yeah.
fix a missile or
Obviously, they're
something.
like, oh, we need the son to get into Jason Momoa's car, but they're going to be driving. And they're like, how do we make that happen?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, the son needs to be outside the car. So how do we make that happen?
Yeah.
He's fixing something.
Yeah. I don't think it needed to be fixed either. Like it was
No, they were fine. We
they were
did
fine.
Yeah.
Like they already got away from everything. So yeah, but then Jason Momoa gets his son, and then Vin Diesel gets his son back.
Yep. And then John Cena kills himself.
John
Yeah.
Cena,
But he's
which was
probably not
also not really necessary.
Yeah. And
Like-
also, like, what the fuck was that? He like flipped his car and
Yeah.
like landed on these guys. Also, probably not dead.
I'd be interested to see how he actually survived that.
I reckon he's in hospital for one movie and he comes back for the next one.
It would be interesting. It would be good to see like The Rock and John Cena in.
In a movie together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was Jason Momoa a wrestler?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
It looked like he could be a
He
wrestler.
could have been. Yeah,
Yeah.
But he's not. Yeah.
So
And then they end up on a bridge.
they end up on a bridge. Like there's a lot of bridges in this movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like a dam, actually.
Yeah.
And he drives down the dam. And then also there's an explosion and then he uses NOS. If you're running away from an explosion, you probably shouldn't use NOS because that's going to blow you up.
But he's got a super.
His car's
super
from
car.
Krypton. Yeah. Yeah.
So he manages to get away somehow.
Yep.
But then
and then he makes friends with Jack Reacher. Jack Reacher Reacher turns good.
So they're on another bridge. They're on a bridge in Brazil, and then Jack Reacher.
Everything fucking happens on a bridge. It's the same bridge from Fast Five.
Same bridge from Fast Five. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jack Reacher's like, he says something really funny. He's like, "Oh, I'm listening," because before he wasn't listening.
Yeah, he's
but
like,
now
I'm
he's
listening now. Yeah.
And he like chucks him a gun.
Yeah.
And then Brie Larson gets shot. And there's also a funny dialogue here where his wife's sister's like, she needs to go to hospital.
Yeah. She's got shot, so she definitely does. But like so Jack Reacher turns good for like 5 minutes, but then he's bad again. Like basically the next
Double
scene.
cross.
Yeah. And Tyrese and the crew are flying in on a plane to Portugal and he shoots them.
Yeah, it's like, and Tyrese's last dialogue is, "Hey Dom, we've got you covered," or something. And then
he comes in on the radio. He's like, "Hey Dom, the cavalry's here," or something.
Yeah,
and then Dom's like, "It's a trap," and he gets shot down. That's the extent of what those guys do in this movie.
They're
nothing. Covered in a plane, and then they get shot down immediately.
Yeah,
absolutely immediately. And the plane looks like it crashed, but they're definitely alive.
Yeah, you know what would be good if they actually died.
If they're actually dead, then that would be great. That's what everyone wants, and that's what should have happened.
And like that's what no one would expect that because everyone's expecting them to come back. So it's not going to be a surprise when they come back.
If the next one's just like 8 people's funerals, that would be great.
I think what they will do is like next one, maybe they're not going to be in it.
No, next one they'll be in it. John Cena won't be in it.
John Cena won't be in it.
Yeah,
but next one they'll be in it. Maybe
they'll be in it.
I think John Cena won't be in the next one.
John Cena won't,
but he might come back in. Triple X.
Paul Walker probably comes back at the end of the next one. I think. They're bringing Paul Walker back.
Oh, he's 100%. If he doesn't come back in at least the last one,
he's either back in the next one. I reckon at the end of the next one he'll be back, or at the start.
I reckon it'll be post credits next one.
I think so. Yeah.
That'll be the big reveal.
And so those guys are probably not dead. But the way this movie ends is just fucking ridiculous. When Dom drives down the dam, and then they get out, and then you think they're safe and they're going to get away, and then Jason Momoa was like, "Nah, I got some bombs on this dam," so he just and then the bombs are like beeping, and then the movie just ends. Yeah. So the thing about this movie is it's a cliffhanger ending, but nothing is resolved, and it just ends in the middle of an action sequence.
I think it was a cliffhanger, like for the sake of it.
It just ends in the middle of an action sequence. Though. Like it's like the movie should keep going. Do you know what kind of TV shows do these kind of cliffhangers and like come back next week? Like it ends like with some guy pointing a gun at the back of some guy's head.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh no, what happened? We've got to tune in next week. This is a movie and it just ends. It just like
it's great.
Yeah. I was shocked that it ended. Not because I wanted more, but I'm like, you can't end it here. This is like resolve something. Give some kind of resolution. Gal Gadot coming out of submarine is not a resolution.
That's the resolution. Yeah. And The Rock coming back is
like with Endgame, Thanos achieves what he wanted to, and that's a sort of resolution.
Yeah.
With Empire Strikes Back, I guess the Empire wins, and then the rebellion's like in tatters.
So Jason Momoa wins,
but we don't know if he won because it just ends. It ends with them in the bottom of a dam that's about to explode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The start of the next movie is just they're floating dead bodies.
So the thing is, when there's a cliffhanger, when the movie starts, when the next movie starts, it doesn't start directly after the previous movie. Like Endgame didn't start directly afterwards.
No.
There's like stuff happens and it moves along. This one, they have no choice. They have to start with Dom in the dam.
Yeah, the floating bodies.
Yeah, but he won't be dead because he's from Krypton. His son might be, though. I actually think the third one's going to be a time jump. And I think the son's going to be
5 years later.
I think the son's going to be older.
Okay.
Yeah. Either that or they're building a spin-off around the son.
I think, potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could do a time jump. So Vin Diesel dies?
I don't think so. I don't think Vin Diesel would agree to have his character die. I think he wants his character to be like God in this universe, and he's forever alive. Like, even when the universe gets destroyed, it'll just be Vin Diesel floating alone in the Fast and Furious universe.
And also, like, isn't it in their contracts that they can't lose a fight?
Yeah.
So Vin Diesel can't lose a fight. The Rock can't lose a fight. And I think Jason Statham
yeah.
can't lose a fight. So, yeah. John Cena? Because technically, I don't think he loses a fight either. So, yeah.
Not many people lose fights in these movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a movie, though.
Yeah, it was something else.
I enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am looking forward to the next one because I want to see what they do.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see what they will do. I don't know how they can make 3 movies out of it. Like, I can see another one, but how does a third movie happen unless someone else is introduced? So and they can't do another cliffhanger ending, can they? I don't know. It's
2 cliffhangers.
Yeah. Apparently, it's not coming out till 2025 either. Like, everyone's gonna forget this movie by then. I've almost nearly forgotten it.
Yeah. So when's the spin-off with The Rock?
Apparently before. Yeah.
So 2025 is 2 years away. So is it next year?
I don't know.
If they haven't even started making it, I don't see how that could release before.
Yeah. They haven't started making the next one either.
Yeah.
So I assume they start the Hobbs movie before they start this one.
I guess so. Yeah. Also, this had issues with so Justin Lin, who's directed most of these Fast and Furious movies, he had some issues with probably Vin Diesel. And then he sort of backed out, and that's when they got Louis Leterrier.
Yeah.
To
He's
jump
doing
in.
the next one as well. I
Yeah.
think. Anyway, it is what it is. It's a movie.
It was your most anticipated movie. Are you disappointed?
Nah, look, I couldn't expect anything more than what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I guess next week we've watched it already, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. So we'll be talking about that.
We've got a couple coming up. We've got Transformers coming up.
We've got Transformers. We'll be watching Transformers this weekend.
Dial
and
of
then
Destiny, Flash.
Flash next week as well. Yeah. So we're watching that. So we'll tell you all about it when we see you again. I just want to put that in there. Don't worry.
Yeah. Good stuff. They've got all the songs in this movie as well, from like 5 till.
Do they have the 5 song?
9. Yeah, they got the 5 song in it.
At which point when they go to Portugal?
In Brazil, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got all the songs from 5 till 9, I think, in this movie. Yeah.
Okay. What did 9 have a song?
I did it? Maybe not. Yeah. I think they have songs before 5 as well. Like, they've got Gasolina, and I think they got the Tokyo Drift song at some point. I don't know. They potentially might.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy from Tokyo Drift is... Oh, no, he's not in this.
He's not in this. He'll be back, though. Yeah.
He was in number 9.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he'll probably be back.
There's many characters to return. There's him. There's Paul Walker. There's Hobbs. Shaw was probably not in this that much. He'll come back.
He'll come back.
Yep.
Shaw's brother.
Shaw's brother probably comes back. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shaw's sister.
Oh yeah, she's a thing. Yeah, she might be back. Who else is there?
Hobbs's family that live on that island.
Oh yeah, I don't think they're coming back.
There's someone from number 2, I think. Eva Mendes.
Oh yeah, Eva Mendes. She's in
number
5. 2? She's in the end credits for 5.
Oh, okay.
She shows Rock a photo of Michelle Rodriguez.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, because she's not in that movie, right?
She's dead at that point.
Yeah.
She was the first one to return.
Yeah.
So anyone that's dead is not really dead. Like, yeah, anyone could be back. Who else has died in these movies? Oh yeah, his wife. She could be back. Yeah.
We'll have to see how they explain.
Elsa Pataki, that's her name.
Elsa Pataki.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm just keen for when they all return and they somehow
they all come through portals.
and face off against Jason Momoa, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just all of them against
Who,
Jason
like,
Momoa.
I don't think they need all these guys because he got bashed up by Vin
Vin
Diesel.
Diesel by himself.
Yeah.
And Vin Diesel can lift cars and do whatever he wants. So,
So, I don't think they need all these
it's like
guys.
the Justice League. Like Superman comes in and beats
Yeah.
everyone. So like, do you really need anyone else?
Yeah. I think there will be another villain though.
Yeah.
If they're going to do 2 more movies, I can't see how they would do it just with Jason Momoa.
They probably need someone else. But like, how is he going to be worse than Jason Momoa? And
Maybe
I
they're
think
working together.
I think they've already gone into the past. Like they can't go to the past anymore. There's no one else in his past.
I think potentially Jason Momoa is working with this other person.
But how's he related to Vin Diesel? Because he has to be related to Vin Diesel somehow.
He's, I don't know, what happens in the other movies?
I know. I'm trying to think for maybe something.
6 and
four.
7 are Jason
He's not in
Statham.
2 and 3.
He's not in 2 and 3.
Yeah. So it has to be someone from 1 where the villain's the FBI. Or maybe the whole of the FBI. It's just the FBI versus Dom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It could potentially be someone from 4. I can't even remember 4.
Yeah, I can't remember 4.
Yeah.
It won't be, 6 and 7 is Jason Statham, so it won't be anyone from
Yeah. And then 5 is
There was that villain from Hobbs and Shaw in that.
Idris Elba.
No, like at the end, you remember there's like someone, you hear someone's voice?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Are they doing that? Are they ignoring that? Or
I don't know.
I don't know. Potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they could bring back a Ryan Reynolds. Remember Ryan Reynolds was in Hobbs and Shaw?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And that other guy, Rob Delaney. No, it's not Rob Delaney. He's that comedian guy. He's in Hobbs and Shaw as well. Yeah.
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart's in it, but there's that other guy as well. He's in Deadpool too. He's that guy that jumps out of the plane. Yeah.
Kevin Hart is in.
He is in Hobbs and Shaw. Yeah.
Am I remembering that wrong? Yeah. So, and it's a bright future for
Anyone and everyone could come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bright future. So 100% watch this movie.
Definitely recommend highly. Yeah.
We loved it. Yeah. Highest grossing movie of the year, even though it's not.
But yeah.
In Fast and Furious dollars, it is.
Yeah. In my eyes, it's the highest grossing movie of the year.
Of all time.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So if you enjoyed this episode, how do people get in touch with us? So you can obviously put some comment below.
Yep. Subscribe.
Yeah.
Give us a review.
On
we're
iTunes
on all,
and Spotify.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're on all podcasting platforms and we're on Facebook and Instagram as well.
And Twitter.
Yeah.
As well. And TikTok. So we're on everything. Cool. So next episode will be Spider-Verse.
It is.
And then all the other stuff.
Yep.
Cool.
All right. We'll see you in the next one then.
We'll see you in the next one. Hope you enjoyed this.